The End Bad Governance protest, which commenced early Thursday as planned, has resulted in death and destruction of properties that could be valued at hundreds of millions of naira. At least 14 people were killed in major cities of some states while the demonstrations were being held. Beside hoodlums taking advantage of the protest to loot valuable items belonging to both public and private entities, so many other things happened. This occurred despite multiple appeals from the federal government, state government, traditional and religious leaders, and other stakeholders who had called for cancellation of the protest or high level of restraint when it's held. The protest was sparked by the cost of living crisis attributed to the removal of petrol subsidy and the floating of the naira. The protest also disrupted business activities as shops, financial institutions and others were shut down, just as commuters were stranded for several hours due to road blockades. In Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory (FCT), those for and those against the protest clashed in some places. For instance, as they were gathering at the Moshood Abiola Stadium, those planning for the protest reportedly saw some buses conveying different sets of people who were against the protest. 4 protesters were killed at Kimi filling station, that is in Borno State, Maiduguri to be precise. Officials at the petrol station, who identified the disease as their workers, gave separate account of how they died. These are some of the things that happened during protests. A curfew was later imposed by the Borno State Police Command after consulting with the Chief Security of the state, Professor Babagana Umaru Zulum. Also, 3 persons were killed and many others injured as policemen tried to disperse hoodlums who were said to have infiltrated the protesters in Jigawa State. Residents of Hadejia City confirmed 2 persons killed and 4 others hospitalized. In Dose, the state capital, 1 person was feared killed and 5 others rushed to the Rashid Shekuni General Hospital. 2 persons were confirmed killed and others injured in Suleja, Niger State during the protest. However, some sources said those killed in the town were up to 6. It was learned that the incident happened as security operatives struggled to dislodge protesters who mounted barricades on a section of the Abuja-Kaduna highway. Then going back to Kano State, one Ismail Ahmad Musa was killed during the protest in Hotoro Taruni local government area of Kano State. He was confirmed dead by his brother Mubarak. It was unclear if he was among the protesters. There is no doubt that the protests, instead of being peaceful, went violent in some parts of the country, as the hunger demonstration was peaceful in Birnin Kebbi state capital, but got bloody in Yauri, one of the major towns in the state, as one person was said to have been gunned down while he was rushing to lock his shop from being looted. Many other shops were said to have been looted in the same town. 2 protesters were feared dead in Kaduna yesterday. One of them was allegedly shot by security forces near the government house. An eyewitness told the media that he saw one of the bodies by the roadside near Panteka Market, close to the government house. A video clip making rounds showed one of the victims who died on the spot as protesters were being dispersed by security agents. In the video, some protesters were heard screaming that one person was shot in the stomach. It was also gathered that a police officer was critically injured after being attacked by protesters near the Kaduna State Traffic and Environmental Law Enforcement Agency. It was not clear whether the officer died. That means the protest had casualties from both the protesters and the security agents. Also during the protest, a stray bullet reportedly hit and killed a teenager at the NNPC junction at Kubwa, Abuja along the Abuja-Zuba Expressway. The FCT Police Command spokesperson SP Josephine Ade did not respond to a message sent to her on the incident. In FCT, the protest was bad as some hoodlums try hijacking the protest. In Abuja, the federal capital territory of Nigeria, the protest became more like a battle between the protesters and the protesters. There was an interrogation and interception at the 3 arms zone of the Federal Capital Territory as protesters try accessing the Eagle Square, but the police officers released tear gas into the protesters, including journalists who were covering the protest were also affected by the tear gas. At the Asokoro area of Abuja, protesters move in convoy in large numbers. Despite the attack, the release of tear gas by security agencies.
Stop and shot at them. They don't even. They are shooting at the protesters.
They still insisted in their numbers moving towards the AYA axis. But contrary to the protests happening in various parts of Nigeria, the eastern part of the country was very quiet as protesters decided to stay back at home to protest from the comfort of their home. Nigeria is tensed up as much expectation mounts for the second day, but then some persons are on the street at various junctions across the country for the day 2 of the protest. As Nigerians wait for the second day of the protest, this is the summary of update from day 1. Death toll 21, injuries 175, number of arrests 1,154, curfews declared in Yobe, Maiduguri and Kano State. States with cases of violence: Abuja, Adamawa, Bauchi, Bayelsa, Cross Rivers, Gombe, Kano, Kaduna, Katsina, Kebbi, Lagos, Osun, Niger, Rivers, Zamfara, Borno, Yobe. States where peaceful protest was recorded: Plateau State, Taraba State, Delta State, Ebonyi State, Edo State, Benue State, Nasarawa State, Abia State, Ogun State. Approximately 6 billion naira worth of goods was lost. I am Ramsey Enoch reporting for Oweleketv.
Follow us on our social media handles at Oweleketv. Visit our website at www.oweleket.tv for a thrilling journey. Oweleketv, rising star at the fairground.